So for step 30, the front dampers, well, this is basically the same thing that we did for the rear dampers. So here are all of the parts that we need, and there are our springs. So I'll set this up and we'll put them together. So the first thing we need to do is grab the cylinder piece, grab our top piece where the round hole is, put that there, and then we're going to put this on, and you can see that there is a ridged area on the one side of it. That's the side that we need pointing down. So now you can see that's all tight and clicked in. So then we're going to grab the plastic washer piece here, slide that on, slide on a spring, grab the base piece. So you can see that in terms of how that would go, it's going to be pushed in, and they're showing you turning it. So we're going to push in, turn, and voila, there's our shock. So same again, grab this piece, grab the top, put that there, then we're going to grab that piece, slide it on, just like that. Then grab the plastic washer, slide on the spring, push that in, push, turn, voila. So there you go. So there are our two front friction shocks complete. So step 30 is done. So now we're going to go to step 31 and attach those dampers, and we're also going to attach the steering arms. So for step 31, attaching the front dampers, well, you can see that they're going to go on with step screws, and there's two kinds. You've got the longer silver step screws, and then you've got the darker, smaller step screws. So according to this, if we look at this, the BD2s, yes, the BD2s are the ones that are going to go into the bottom, and the silver larger ones are the ones going into the top. Then we need to snap on our steering rods. So we've got our hardware, so I'll set this up and we'll put these shocks on. So again, it's going to be the BD2s, so the darker colored ones that are going to go into the bottom and fit on that upper part of that arm that we put on. So I'm going to stick that one in there, and actually I might tilt this one up so you can see what I'm doing. And it's got to go into that hole right there. And remember, this is a soft plastic, so we have to be a bit more careful with it, because you don't want to screw this in and then strip it. So you want to make sure that it goes in, but don't over tighten it. And I mean, you get to see, and if you look here, that the step screw itself is going to naturally stop. When it reaches the end, but I'm just checking, and I can see that it will. So if you see, well, that's more difficult. I'm just going to screw this in. And we've reached the end, and I'm not going to do it any more than that. So that is done. So now you can see that with the upper one, it's going to go into here, but we also have a spacer, F14. So with the larger step screw, and we grab one of the pieces right here, you can see that the step screw is going to go through the shock. Then this washer is going to go there, and then that's going to go straight into the chassis. So I'll turn this around, and we're going to screw this one in. Now this is going hard plastic. So that screw, once we get to the end, you're going to know we're at the end. We're at the end. So there we go. That actually provides a little bit of a space between it so that there's a bit of movement. But it means that that one is now on. Okay, so now we'll do the other side. So we're going to grab our step screw. We're going to grab the shock, slide that through. I'm going to put this on its side. I'm going to hold that in place. If I can move that enough, yes. And that way I can get this started. There we go. So we're going to screw that in all the way, and again, we're going into the softer plastic. So the moment it reaches the end, you just stop. Yeah, I'm not going to go any farther. And then for the top, again, grab the larger silver step screw. We've got this red plastic spacer, F14, and then we're going to go into the chassis just like that. So I'm just going to push that down. And we're going to screw this in place. And again, because we're going into hard plastic, it's just going to naturally come to a stop. There we are. So there is our other shock in place. So both of them are now on. So what do we have left to do? We need to snap on the ball connectors for the steering. So it says just push. So let's just see what happens here. If I just grab this and push on. Well, it does work. I was thinking we'd need to use the pliers, but according to that, we don't. So I'll do the same thing with the other side here. Voila. And our steering arms are now attached. So there is our front suspension finished and our steering arms in place. Very, very cool. So the chassis is really starting to take shape. I mean, I think we're almost done except for adding the motor and then all of our electrical equipment, but very, very cool. And of course the wheels, but awesome. So that means step 31 is complete. So we're now going to move on to step 32 and we're going to attach the bumper.